My story started when I was born. My brother's about 2.5 years older than me, and he was born premature with birth defects. And he needed 6 surgeries before he ever even went to school. And the protocol back then was that they would give me an antibiotic shot before he had his surgery so that in their viewpoint, I wouldn't infect him with any kind of um, bacteria or anything that I had. And so I had basically no flora in my intestines whatsoever. And I was like lifetime of constipation and sensitivity to chemicals. And when I was in, I think, fifth or sixth grade, I ended up being rushed to the hospital with ulcerative colitis. And that was like pretty young to be having that. And if you fast forward my life, when I was 50, I worked for a company that had great health insurance. And I decided to have a complete physical. And I ended up having a colonoscopy. And the doctors said that I had 6 inches of solid scar tissue. There was like no flexible skin membrane or anything in that part of my groin area. And they wanted to do surgery and to remove it. And I was like, no way. But they said if I tore it for any reason, I could become septic or end up with bleeding out. And it's like I didn't have the mindset to take them seriously. And I definitely did not want surgery. But I also realized that I needed to start taking, flora and doing things to try and improve my digestion. And last year, Beamy and I went to India, and at the last part of the event that I was there, I got really sick and I couldn't participate. I ended up staying in the hotel, and I had, fever. I was, very nauseous and sick. And when I came back to the United States, I didn't recover. And I'm used to recovering and going about my life and not being restricted. But I was tired, my bones hurt. I still had a fever. And I started really praying. I said, my body felt old for the first time. And maybe about a couple months after that, my friend told me about having stem cells. She had gone out to California. She spent $10,000 on stem cell injections, and they took stem cells out of her body, did whatever they did to them, and re-injected them. 9 months later, she had to go back and have the same procedure because she started feeling the way she had before, maybe a little bit better. Well, $20,000 I didn't have for stem cells, but something inside intuitively said that there was something good about that. And then I think it was in October, Beamy called me and started talking to me about LifeWave. And I was like, no way, no how am I going to get involved in an MLM? I've been in a couple of them. I felt like I got burned. I lost money. I was with all these pushy salespeople and like didn't want it. But at the same time, when she was telling me about it, I could see this light. I mean, I literally could see this light on the product and on the company. And there was this surge inside of me that said, okay, and I ended up buying a gold pack. I mean, it's like, where am I coming from? Divinely directed. And I did. And when I received the X39s, within a week, my digestion felt calm. Just my whole gut area was just calm. I didn't have bloating. I didn't have gas. Within 2 weeks, I was going regularly. Nothing else had changed. My diet didn't change. My exercise didn't change. It was just the X39. And then within maybe 2-3 weeks, I didn't realize I was my lungs were compromised. No one had ever told me. I thought that I had normal breathing. I started experiencing air coming into my lungs all the way down into my lower lobes. I could taste it. I could smell it. It was like, oh my God, this is what air feels like. And it was, I mean, for me, it was a miracle, because when I hear about when David Schmidt talks about lack of oxygen, what that can do to your brain and to your heart and to different organs, I am so grateful that I feel like I'm getting more oxygen in my body. And it was something I just never had any idea I had a problem with.